welcome to this podcast. I'm excited about today's show. We're going to be interviewing Candice, who we've probably been friends about like 6 months or so now, isn't it now?
Yeah.
And Candice is, I saw her straight away. Once I was kind of checking out, okay, who's this lady, kind of contacted me. I'm always curious to know what people do in the business. So she had a great story, great results in her business, 7-figure earner overall with the company. And she was looking hungry to kind of expand her business even more. So I thought, well, that's my kind of person. I know you'll get a lot of value from her story as well. So I just wanted to share it with you. So how's things with you, Candice?
Very good. I honestly cannot complain. Life is crazy with 4 kids running around the house, but I'm definitely blessed. So I don't have anything to complain about.
And you're full of cold and yet you're still here soldiering on. So those network marketers are made of tough stuff, right?
That's right. That's right.
You were saying you're was it half Italian you were saying? Or I remember we spoke before about Italy we were talking about.
I'm actually, I'm all Italian. I'm the first person in my family. Yep. First person born here in this country. So right. Yeah, I'm the real thing, despite my name.
Cold schmold, right? Italians just fiery people. It's my favorite country on the planet is Italy. All the places that we've traveled to, thankfully, we've been to quite a few. We love to travel as a family. Italy is just, they love kids. Like the food is very social over there. Like we eat for whatever over here, just get it down here. Over there, it's very social. Everything is beautiful, and it's a great place. Great place. Do you visit quite a lot? Yeah,
so when I got into this business, one of my main goals is I wanted to be able to take my family there every summer with no problem. And I grew up going as a child, but once I was an adult, I was like, man, this is actually really expensive. So it was one of the driving factors behind me building this network marketing business. And we've gone 3 times since I've been in the business with 6 years. And I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I want my kids to experience what I experienced growing up. You know, the food, the culture, the family that's over there, just everything. And they love it just as much as I do.
Well, that's brilliant. It's amazing what doors this industry opens up to. So talking about network marketing, just talk to me about like the decision. So I'm always interested to know, like, you know, when people, especially a lot of my audience, ask to say, okay, you know, Candice is a 7-figure earner. What do people have to do to get someone like that in the business? So what were you doing just at that point where you were like, you know what, I need to make a change? Like, did someone reach out to you? Did someone just prospect you? How did that look like to get into network marketing?
So it's funny because I definitely got prospected on social media, just like most people do. And I had posted on Facebook that I was going to eat salads every day for the rest of my life. So somebody I went to high school with had just joined my company, and she said, she had reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in joining her team. And I had no idea what the heck she was talking about. And so I had her send me a few packets of the shake that she was offering. And she sent it to me in the mail, and I wanted it, but I couldn't afford it. And so she said, well, you know, if you sign up as a coach, you can drink them for free. And for me, I was like, that's it. I'm never paying for these things ever. Just sign me up. So she signed me up. And from that point on, my only goal was to make sure I got these shakes paid for every month. But I ended up making $400 my first month with the company. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm a stay-at-home.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. I can drink shake and get paid. Yeah.
So I was a stay-at-home mom. My kids were 3 and 1 at the time. I was definitely making financial sacrifices being home with the kids, but I was working on the weekends as a bartender in downtown Boston to make extra money. And I was seeing that I was bringing in the same money that I was making at the bar, minus being at the bar till 3 in the morning. So I was like, wait a minute. I started to look at this a little bit more. I started to go on YouTube and research different people in my company and how they became successful. And it was like, I had this aha moment. And I said, oh my God, like I can do this. Like these people aren't special. I'm them. I can do this. They can do it. And that was it. And I just had this vision from day one of what I wanted my life to be. And I was literally unstoppable every day, all day. I was like hungry day in and day out. And I was literally unstoppable because I had that vision of what I wanted our life to be as a family.
Excellent. That's an interesting story. And the lady that prospected you on social media, did she have anything like in common with you? Did she You know, was it just something that she said, or was it just the kind of the right timing that she happened to find you with that already in your brain, having seen that social media post where you kind of already knowing you want to do something?
Yeah, so she had only been in the business for a couple months. She was a girl that I went to high school with. She's from my hometown. So she was just an average network marketer doing what people told her, like, you know, reach out to your warm market, invite them to the opportunity, and, you know, be aware of things that they post about. So she was just doing what she was told, and she reached out to me, and we had that trust because I grew up with her. I liked her as a person. You know, I knew her husband. I knew she was a mom like me. So I trusted her, and that was pretty much it. And I just listened to what she said. She wasn't super successful. She was just brand new. She probably wasn't even making $100 a week. And it's funny because I look back at my conversation with her and I joke around because she really didn't say the right things, quote unquote. But she said she said basically the wrong.
She said enough. She said enough. Yeah.
You know, they say you can't say the wrong things to the right person, the right things to the wrong person. I was just ready when she approached me. And so that was it.
That's some really interesting points in there. And it's always, when I ask people this, it's always very, very similar answers. And I teach a lot, you know, I teach a lot of online stuff. And specifically what I talk about a lot is I'm always talking about it doesn't matter about your results. If you can show someone in your marketing that they can, number one, relate to you and trust in you because you have something in common. She was a single mom, she was a mom, excuse me, like yourself. So, and you can relate to that. If there's some trust that they can do what they say they can do, and then you really feel they have a specific solution to a problem you've got, everything else pales into insignificance. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They'll be like, oh man, Candice is going to be a 7-figure earner. My goodness, you must have to be some kind of rock star to even start to think about talking to people like that. But the truth is that regardless of someone's ability and potential, everyone faces the same kind of problems. And if you're smart enough to kind of hone in on a message that speaks to a group of people, and you can prove that, hey, what I've got, product or business or both, will solve that problem for you. Look, I'm just like you. It's a done deal. It's very hard to mess that up. It's just those few basics in your marketing getting in place. So that's really cool that that was relatable to you. So you had a great start. Obviously, you went really quickly. What would you say has been the biggest, obviously benefit, free time, being able to travel? What would you say is the biggest benefit to yourself personally, like outside of being able to spend time with kids and things like that? Have you kind of learned something about yourself or grown a certain quality within yourself that you're surprised at because of going through the training and things in network marketing?
Yeah, so gosh, I could go on and on, but one of the main things is the person that I've become in the business, because, you know, you think when you join a network marketing company that it's just about making money and learning how to do that, but it's the person you become in the process. Like, I've done a lot of personal development. I've listened to lots of podcasts and, you know, audiobooks, and I've been very coachable, open to constructive criticism. I've just been a sponge because I want to better myself and be a better person. And because of that, I've been able to turn that into my team, turn that into my customers. And so, you know, that's one thing. I mean, the second thing is the fact that I've been able to create a residual income at this point that I don't have to break my back to have money deposited in my account every Thursday, that I know that I have this, I mean, the income that I have coming in, you know, I'm assuming that doctors and lawyers have the same type of income, and I'm just some mother.
And they don't believe us, do they? There's no wonder people don't believe in MLM. You know, they just the money just turns up. But I guess they just, when you open their eyes, like you say, being coachable, being open, when you can open someone's eyes to a concept and they get it and they run with it like you have. I mean, I hope you're proud, you know, setting the example you have for your kids and the memories you've created for them just by being open-minded. It's a really important point. So is there anything specific, like obviously confidence is growing, I guess maybe like speaking in front of people, that kind of thing? Is there anything you can kind of think, wow, looking back, I can't believe I actually did that, compared the old Candice would never have done that previous to network marketing?
So I think one of the main lessons that I've learned is, well, number one, just to have thick skin, because not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to say yes, and you can't take offense to that.
Sure.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is that the business has peaks and valleys. It's not going to be straight uphill. So I laugh sometimes when people give up on their network marketing company to join another one because they think the grass is going to be greener over there. It's the
green way you water it.
Yeah, it's the same. I always make the correlation because my husband has a landscaping business, and if he doesn't take care of all the properties, the grass is gonna die. So even though your grass may seem greener, it still has to be watered, still needs to be maintained. So that's, you know, one lesson.
Focus and loyalty, for loyalty to yourself and your values, for definite. I agree. Like, I think it's easier to blame something or someone else than it is to kind of look at ourselves. So a lot of times, and I understand why people do it, because it's human nature. We want an explanation for why how come these people are doing well and I'm not doing well. They're not telling me something, like bad people or bad company. But the truth is that if you can get the right education, and you can seek this out, like not many companies teach the stuff that I talk about. I'm sure you've taught your team plenty of things that aren't in the company kind of like handbook, so to speak. Right. But the truth is, if you're open-minded, you find the solution. If your company's not teaching you the way you want to build your business, no one's saying you can't go on YouTube or Facebook or whatever and find somebody or find a solution, just like you've done.
Absolutely.
You know, you wanted to get the shakes for free, but then you saw something else and you're like, well, okay, let me be open to that, and let me look for the way I can kind of build a plan and strategy around that, and then you get the results. You know, if we all follow the results are always a result of our actions, and if we have the right habits, then we're going to get there, which we obviously had. So we've created success. We're building a business, got residual income. What would you say someone who's struggling right now? They got big ambitions. They want to be a 7-figure earner. They're wanting to be confident because they're like, wow, Candice, normal lady, she just stuck to a plan. What piece of advice could you give them to kind of hang in the game, or just something to keep them moving forward and get to realize their ultimate goals?
So I'm going to just break it down into 3 things. Number 1, have a vision of why you're even getting up every day to do this. Number 2, learn to use words that work. And number 3, lean on your upline and, you know, whatever trainings that they're providing for you. So I'm going to just talk about, I already talked about vision real quickly in the beginning, but sure. In terms of words that work, I think that this is so huge, because if you just tweak your wording just a little bit when you're talking to somebody, it can literally change the landscape of your business. Like by saying, so what did you like best about what I just showed you? Instead of saying, okay, let me know if you want to purchase. If you say, let me know, that's almost a guarantee that they're never going to contact you. And then when you're doing follow-ups, you feel weird following up with them, you know? And then that last thing that I mentioned was leaning on your upline. And, you know, if it happens that your sponsor may have quit, there's always somebody in your network, in your organization above you that is willing to help. But, I'm actually going to add a number 4, if that's okay.
Sure, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Consistency. My God, if you are a teeter-totter person, distributor, coach, network marketer, you are never going to survive this business, because you have to show up every day. You have to show up when things are tough. I've had
before the results, right? Before the results come.
Yes, I've had. So I have, like I said, I have 4 kids. I've had 2 of them while I've been with my company, and those 2 years have been 2 of my best years in the busin's, because I still showed up when I was, you know, having contractions, or when I was postpartum, or, you know, when I was sick. Like I always show up, and I never waver.
Having contractions is impressive. If you sign someone up in the delivery room, that's a story. You know?
Oh yeah, I was doing some trainings while I got my epidural, but, you know, I was like letting my audience know, like, the contractions are kicking in and they want to follow you and see what's going on. And, you know, you become this walking reality show when you're marketing yourself on social media. So
those are some great points. One of the best CDs I ever bought, I think it was through a company I used to be in. I used to be in a company called World Ventures. I'm not in that company anymore. But they did a CD set, and one of the trainers was called Mark Aceta. He was a fantastic trainer, and he had the CD set, I think called Acceleration or something. And I'm all about the internet. You know, that's how I built my business. But the wording that he was used, like tie downs. Like instead of saying to somebody, you know, do you want to join, saying you want to join, right? You know, it's like it's a statement, but the right softens it to a question.
Yes.
And loads of little stuff like what you just mentioned there, you know, giving them what did you like best as opposed to a linear answer, which is did you like it at all? You know, one is yes or no. Another one is, well, you've got to give me something that you liked. So those little things can, it's the equivalent of like the color glasses that they have on. Like if you can set it up the right way, they want to say yes or they want to say no, depending on the wording that you've used, right? Yes. So that's a great point. No one's ever mentioned that in an interview that I've given them before. And consistency, I think, is above anything else, because I've never been a naturally gifted person, you know, never been naturally able at anything. You know, I've had to work at stuff, and network marketing was no different. I did everything wrong. Didn't have decent upline support, failed in 3 companies, and the ability to say, well, I'll find a solution, I'll keep going, this didn't work, let me try something else, is what eventually leads you to the way in what it works for you. Like when you've got your kids, you know, having those 2 children, it's easy to say, well, I can't possibly build the business now. But instead, when your mind is fixed on, well, no, I'm going to find a way to still show up, you actually find more of a level of focus than you probably had before.
Yep, it's true.
So probably spoke enough about everything. What are you working on right now? I always like people, where's the best place for them to get in touch with you, and what are you working on right now?
Oh, so I'm really excited. We just rolled out this training called the Cash Academy, and it's really focused. My 2019 goal on our team is that everybody wins. So my focus is showing them how to best maximize our compensation plan. We're giving them simple step-by-step procedures to help them learn how to bring in the most volume in order to tap into the compensation plan. So really excited. I'm working with 2 other top coaches actually 3 other top coaches in our company. One founding coach that's actually been mentoring me in the recent months. And we put together this fabulous training. So I want everyone in on our team success this year where everybody wins. So I'd love to bring anybody on that is looking to win with us in 2019.
Excellent. Well, that's good. It's good you have a vision outside of yourself. And I know you've got a proven track record. So if anybody's looking for a home or they want some assistance with that, where's the best place? Is there like a link for the Cash Academy, or is it via reaching out to you? How can they find out more?
So you can contact me on Instagram. My handle is fit_mama_inc. That's mama with 2 M's. You can find me on Facebook, Candice Talbot, Candice, last name's Talbot. So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. All my pages are open and public, so you can message me, we can talk, and get you enrolled. It's, you know, not a ton of money to get started as opposed to other network marketing companies. And we can get you in the Cash Academy and get you rolling and earning some money this year.
Excellent, excellent. Anything else you want to add? I mean, people, if you want to reach out, I'll stick your links in the description area. You know, if you're watching the video, listen to the podcast version. I'll make sure that Candice's links are there so you can find her easily. Anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Yeah, the last thing I want to say, guys, is if you're on here and you're feeling down in the dumps, like you can't do it and you've tried everything, I want you just to, you know, take a look at, think about the day that you signed up with your company, or maybe you're not even with a company and you have these big visions for your life and you don't know how the heck you're going to make these things happen for yourself. I want you just to make a vision board for yourself of all the things that you're hoping and dreaming for in your life. You know, write down a bunch of daily affirmations. I'm going to have money raining down on me in 2019. I'm going to be the most healthy person in 2019. Whatever it is, write a letter to yourself saying where you envision yourself a year from now. You need to manifest that amazing future for yourself, because when you start manifesting it, you will start believing it, you will start walking into it, and it will happen. I'm telling you, if you visualize it and go after it, it will happen.
That stuff will change your life for sure. Too many people overlook that kind of thing. They want the script, they want the strategy, they want whatever. And that stuff's important, like you said, using the right words. But nothing makes any difference whatsoever unless you actually believe that that's possible for you. Because, you know, it's like any destination. If you get in a car, you put in the GPS, you don't really believe you can use those roads to get to that location. You're never even going to get out of the car. So that's a great message. So thanks for your time. I really appreciate this. It's been an interesting chat. I've learned a little bit more as well about you, and some great information for my audience. Anyone wants to reach out to Candice, like the sound of what she was talking about, or you just want to say hey and become a connection of hers, and I'll put her links in the description beneath this stuff. So I'll catch up with you soon, and thanks for your time, Candice. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.